Hi, everyone, and welcome to lesson 3 of Essay Masterclass. You're all very, very welcome. And this is the third and final lesson. And thank you to everyone who has completed all 3 lessons. Okay, so this is a live lesson. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just check that everything is working first. Just give me 1 minute and then we will begin. So, if you could help me out with one thing in the comments, can you just tell me that you can hear me, that you can see me, that everything is working okay? And then we can get going. And just let me double check with my team here on Slack. Thank you, Jermaine. All good. Okay, looks like everything is working well. So we can start. And if you let me know where you're watching from, it's always amazing to see how we're helping so many different people from so many parts of the world. I think we've covered nearly every country in the world this week, even with the World Cup on. We've helped a lot of people. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to share my screen. And when I share my screen, I can't read the comments, but members of my team will be monitoring the comments. So if you have any technical problems or anything like that, they'll help you out in the comments. Okay, guys. So let's get started. Okay, so as I said, this is lesson 3, and we're going to focus on completing our essay, not just the conclusion. We're going to work on finishing on time and how to proofread and how to improve our grammar and vocabulary. So, what are we going to look at today? Writing an effective conclusion. Very, very important that we finish our essay with an effective conclusion. Proofreading and checking. This can mean the difference between getting a 6.5 and a 7. Proofreading, checking your essay, correcting all of your mistakes. So we're going to show you how you can do that quickly and easily. We're also going to work on time management. A lot of students ask for time management tips. The way that we teach time management is completely different from any other course or teacher. And it really does help students. So make sure that you stay for that. And it's your turn to write a full essay. So the homework task today will be to write a complete essay, and then we'll give you feedback on that later. Now, some very good news. Tomorrow is Black Friday. Normally, our VIP course is very expensive because it is the most successful IELTS course in the world. Therefore, it's one of the most expensive courses. For one day only, we will be giving you a massive discount. We only do this one time per year. So if you've been waiting for your opportunity to join the VIP course, tomorrow is your day. What I'll do tomorrow is I will make a live video on YouTube telling you everything you need to know about what you get in the course, how to join, how it will help you. And I'll also reveal the percentage discount tomorrow. I can't tell you it right now. I want it to be a surprise, but it will be bigger than any other IELTS course in the world. And the VIP course will be cheaper tomorrow than it has ever been in the history of our company. So if you're interested in that, join tomorrow. And I'll show you how you can join the live lesson tomorrow as well at the end of this lesson. So we're nearly at the end of this essay masterclass course. It's good to reflect back on what we have learned. So we've looked at how to write an effective introduction. That lesson 1, will be up for the next 2 or 3 hours, and then I will delete it. All right. So if you haven't got that one, you've got 2 or 3 hours to get that one before we delete it. Yesterday we looked at how to write main body paragraphs. Thank you for the feedback on that essay, or sorry, on that lesson. The feedback from you guys was excellent. So thank you so much. That lesson will be deleted this time tomorrow. And today we're going to focus on how to complete our essay. But more importantly, we changed our understanding of what an essay is and what good writing looks like. So if you only change one thing, change how you view essays. They are not about getting a high score, showing off how amazing your English, your structures are. They're about clear communication with the examiner. They're about providing a reasoned argument. And good writing does not look fancy. Good writing is clear, it's easy to understand. It is taking your thoughts about the question and clearly putting them on paper. If you change your thinking in that way, your writing is going to dramatically improve, not just your IELTS writing, but all of your writing. So let's remind ourselves of the sample question. I won't read it out because we've read it 3 or 4 times this week, but we'll keep focusing on this question and we'll show you the same VIP student samples that we were working on this week, so that it all makes sense. Okay, so let's remind ourselves of the introduction. So in orange here at the top, we took the question and we paraphrased it. As a consequence of getting minimal exercise, either while at work or when they are off, employed people suffer from health issues. So our VIP student took the question statement and they rephrased it in their own words so that it means the same thing using different words. And then this is because of a lack of time. They answered the first question, and designated gym sessions could solve this problem. They answered the second question. So that's their introduction. So it's important that you are aware of that introduction, because what we do is we're going to use our introduction to write our conclusion. But before we do that, as always, we need to think about what is a conclusion, just like what is a introduction, what is an essay, and what is it not. Excuse me. Let me get a little drink here. Okay. So this is where we state our point of view. Our point of view is also known as our main ideas or our position, what we think about the questions asked. This is where we summarize our main arguments, our main ideas. Everything is leading towards this. If we do not write an effective conclusion, everything else is a waste of time. So one of the most heartbreaking things for an IELTS examiner, I used to sit in rooms full of IELTS examiners, and we'd be sitting at the British Council in a room correcting essays, normally on a Friday. And you would always hear a groan coming out of some of the examiners. They'd be like, "Oh no." And that was normally that the student had wrote an amazing introduction, an amazing main body paragraphs, and then they just messed up the conclusion. Because what you've done there is, like, the examiner is thinking, okay, this person is probably at a 7, 7, 7. Oh, I'm going to have to give them a 6 or a 6.5. So make sure that you don't ignore the um, conclusion. Okay, so let's continue on. In order to get a band 7, we must learn how to do everything at a band 7 level. So in order to get a band 7, everything needs to be at a band 7. Your introduction, your ideas, your main body paragraphs, your conclusion, your vocabulary, your grammar, your structure, your organization, your linking words must be at a band 7 level. That's the way it works. So you'll hear a lot of teachers teaching you that, if you use a high level structure, it doesn't matter if you don't know how to write an essay, or your grammar, your vocabulary isn't good, because it's a band 9 structure and that will get you a band 7. That is not how the marking criteria or the scoring works. The easiest way to explain how the scoring works is, if you want a band 7, do everything at a band 7 level. If you want a band 8, do everything at a band 8 level. If you focus on that, then you will get to that point. So there's 3 stages of writing an argument, 3 stages of writing an essay. This is what I'm going to argue, your introduction. Here are the reasons and evidence to support my argument, the main body. And this is what I think, and a summary of my main arguments, conclusion. So the conclusion is, here's what I think, and here's a summary of my main arguments. A good essay, what you should be able to do with a good essay is just show a person your introduction and your conclusion, and they should know exactly what you think about the question. A good essay, you can basically delete the main body, and a person will still be able to understand it. All right. That is the hallmark of a good essay. A little trick that my university lecturer taught me was the university lecturer would give us like a big stack of law books to to read, and there was so much to read. And I remember a lot of students complaining, is just like, there isn't enough hours in the day, we don't have time to read all of this. And a little trick that our university lecturer taught us was, uh, just read the introduction and the conclusion. You don't actually need to read the rest of it. You will get 95% of what that uh, chapter is about, and then you'll be able to understand it. So that the reason I'm telling you that is not so you can cheat in university. It is to show you what a good essay looks like. The introduction and the conclusion should be fine. A lot of you are complaining and saying that the screen is not working or the screen has problems. Can you guys let me know in the comments? If you have problems with your screen, it's probably your internet. All right. Um, on my team, why are you not telling me anything? Is it good? Is it not good? Is this just a few people? No problems, all good, no problems, all clear. Okay, thank you very much. So the problem for people who are complaining is your internet, all right? It's not us, it's you. So connect into your internet or switch to the fastest possible one, okay? And everyone else says it is fine. Okay, good. So as always, what we're going to do is we're going to break a conclusion down into three elements. There's three parts of a conclusion. Your cohesive device, this is also known as a linking word. Your point of view, what you think about the question, and a summary of your main arguments, a summary of your main ideas. So which cohesive device, which linking word should you use? You are only going to write one conclusion. So learn just one way to start your conclusion. I hate these videos that you see online on TikTok and YouTube shorts and stuff like that, where it's like, learn these 7 different ways to write a conclusion. Are you going to be writing 7 conclusions? No, you are writing one conclusion. You shouldn't waste time on things that you will not need. You don't need 7 different ways to write your conclusion. You need one. So either start it with in conclusion or go away and find another teacher. All right. I'm only going to teach you one way because you only need one way. You don't get extra marks for, knowing 6 other ways to start your conclusion. And I bet now uh, in the comments, people are saying, "Can I use in to sum up or in a nutshell or all of these things?" You're wasting your own time. Just learn one effective way and move on. Believe me, you have way more important things to learn than how to start your conclusion. We also need to reiterate our opinion or our point of view or our position, depending on the question. Reiterate just means repeat. Do not worry about repetition. So, where does this fear of repetition, repeating things come from? So, a lot of teachers mix up ideas with vocabulary. So, a lot of them believe that if you repeat ideas, you will get a low score. That is not true because they're getting mixed up between repeating ideas and repeating words. This is what it says on the official marking criteria. This is exactly what it says on the official marking criteria. And the official marking criteria knows better than your teacher. All right, this is what it says: presents a clear position throughout the response. Your position, your opinion, your point of view should be clear throughout the response. It is impossible to write an essay where your position is clear throughout the response without repeating that position. So don't worry about repetition. Paraphrasing. Do not worry about repeating your main ideas again, but this does not mean that you can copy the same words. What we are not going to do, we're not going to just look at our introduction and copy exactly what it says. We're going to repeat the ideas, but we're going to paraphrase them. We take our main ideas from the introduction and we paraphrase them. This makes it very simple to write a conclusion and ensures your position is clear throughout. So we're satisfying the marking criteria, giving the examiners what they're looking for. So someone should be able to read your conclusion only and tell what your main arguments are. So one of the things I used to do when I was teaching in the classroom, when I was teaching in British Council, was I would get students' essays and I would cut them up. I would take scissors and I would cut out the conclusion, I would cut out the introduction, cut out the main body, and I would hand different students the conclusion or the introduction and ask them, do you understand what this person thinks about the question? And if the person reading your conclusion knows definitively what you think about the question, then that is a good conclusion. If they are confused or don't know, or it's just not there at all, that is a bad conclusion. Again, don't worry about repeating your main ideas, but you must paraphrase. This will make the conclusion easy to write and ensure you summarize your main ideas because they're already in your introduction. Remember in lesson 2 yesterday, we talked about using our introduction to write out the rest of our essay. So that's why we spend more time on the introduction than anything else with our students. Because once they understand how to write an effective introduction, the rest of their essay is really simple and easy to write. So let's look at our VIP student sample. This is their introduction in blue, their introduction in blue, and this is their conclusion in orange. In conclusion, those in employment are not as fit as they could be due to restrictions on their time, and periods of exercise should be added to their daily timetable to alleviate this issue. This means pretty much the same as this means. People who are working have health problems because they don't have time and they should exercise to solve this problem. It's simply saying the same thing. Could you read the above and tell me what she thinks about this question? So if I cut out just this bit, if I cut it out with a pair of scissors and you read that, would you understand what she thinks about the question? If I cut out just the bit in orange and gave it to you, if I took this and just handed it out to random people in my local town, would they understand what this person is saying? Yes. Why? Because they have focused on clearly answering the question. So here's the checklist for double questions. This is how we give our students feedback. So one way of giving feedback is for the teacher to go in and just with a red pen put lots of ticks and lots of X's. That's actually not that effective because most students don't pay attention to the red ink on the paper. What they is a better way of giving feedback is to get the student to give themselves feedback by looking at these checklists, because what that does is it forces the student to think about their own performance and is way more effective than just using a red pen with lots of ticks on an essay. So look at your own conclusion when you write it and think, is my position clear on question 1? In other words, could you hand your conclusion to a stranger that speaks English? Would they understand what you think about question 1? Is my position clear on question 2? Same thing. Have I varied my vocabulary as much as possible? So look at your introduction, look at your conclusion. Are you repeating exactly the same words, or have you varied it enough? You don't have to change every single word, but have you done it as much as possible? Have I included an accurate cohesive device? In conclusion, comma. Yes, you should, because you only have to learn 2 words. Is my grammar accurate? So I have paraphrased, which means I've changed the words, which means the relationship between those words has changed. Do I need to correct any grammar? And if you can answer those questions, then you know how to write a conclusion by yourself. You don't need a teacher to come in and, with a big red pen and draw lots of big X's and say good or bad or whatever. So you're not done yet. So now you know how to write a conclusion. You've finished off your essay, but you're not done yet because there's more to writing an essay than just writing an introduction, main body paragraph, and a conclusion. Everyone makes mistakes. And the problem for you is that you're writing in a second language, which means you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're under pressure. Many of you need IELTS to get a visa, or you have parents that are pressuring you, or you need to move to a different country to get a better job, to make more money. You're under a lot of pressure, which will lead to more mistakes. The more mistakes that you make, the lower your score. All right. When I write essays, I make mistakes because I'm human. When students make mistakes, or when students write essays, they're writing in a foreign language under a lot of stress and pressure. You are going to make lots of mistakes. And unfortunately for you, the more mistakes, the more grammar mistakes, the more vocabulary mistakes that you make, the lower your score is. So you must find time to proofread. You will not get about 7, 8, or 9 if you are not able to spend at least 5 minutes at the end proofreading and checking and correcting your essays. You will get there. You might not think that that's possible just yet. You will get there if you follow our system. You will not be able, don't waste your time on booking the test. Don't waste your time on doing the test over and over again until you get to this point. So let's think about time management and how you can finish your essay in 40 minutes. So the picture I always show students when they ask for time management tips is this picture. This is Usain Bolt. So at this time, I think this was, I'm not sure what year this was, but this was the year that he broke the world record. He was the fastest man on the planet. Did he win this race because he went onto Google and Googled time management tips? Is he good at time management? Did he finish the race faster than these guys because he's really good at time management? Or in other words, are these guys slower than him because their time management skills are not as good? They didn't watch that video on YouTube called Top 10 Secret Killer Time Management Techniques. No, this guy is better at running than these guys. These guys are not as good at running as these guys. It has nothing to do with time management. It is about ability. It is about skill. I can write a band 9 essay in 20 minutes. I've never in my life looked at time management tips. I can write a band 9 essay in 20 minutes because I'm good at writing. It is my job. You should not worry about time management. You should worry about getting better at writing. Same with the listening test, same with the reading test. If you're worried about time management, don't worry about it. Focus on getting better at reading, getting better at writing, getting better at listening, better at speaking. Focus on that, and then you will improve and get to finish everything you need within the time limit. So this is the timing that we suggest for our VIP students. Planning, our VIP students plan normally for between 8 to 10 minutes. Some more than that, some 11 or 12 minutes. But if you go and look at our success stories page, where you'll find more band 7, 8, and 9 success stories, real students who got the scores that they need, one thing that they all nearly always say, 95% of the time, is the more planning they did, the easier it was to write the essay and the easier it was to finish on time. Because think about it this way. Imagine you are going to a strange city on holiday. Are you going to waste more time with a map or without a map? So planning is basically Google Maps for your essay. So if you invest the time into spending 10 minutes planning, writing your essay is only going to take about 25 minutes. So this is normally what our students do. They plan for 10 minutes, they check for 5 minutes at the end, and they write for 25 minutes. 25 minutes seems very short, but if you think about it, that's only that is 2 minutes per sentence. It is not difficult to write a sentence in 2 minutes if you're at a band 7 level, if you're at a band 8 level. If you can't do that, then you're not ready. So if you can't write a sentence in under 2 minutes, you are never, ever, ever going to get a band 7, 8, or 9. You're not ready yet. You can get there, but you're not ready yet. I'm not going to bullshit you and tell you, something that you will like rather than something that will help save you money and help you get the score that you need in the future. So what do we do when we are checking, when we're proofreading? The most important thing is linguistic mistakes. Linguistic mistakes are vocabulary mistakes and grammar mistakes. You're not generally going to change your structure or your ideas or anything like that because you don't have time. You don't have time to completely redo your essay in 5 minutes. So focus on linguistic mistakes, and they're easy to fix. First of all, find your common areas of weakness and work on these until they are strengths. So, proofreading, fixing your grammar mistakes, starts weeks and months and years before you ever book your IELTS test. What we do with our VIP students, the first thing that we tell them when they join is don't book your test. We will tell you when you are ready to book your test, because we sort out all of your problems first. We fix all of your mistakes first, and then you can go and book the test. Accuracy is more important than range. Focus on your key weaknesses. So if you have a problem with articles or prepositions or verb tenses or whatever is your weakness, focus on that big problem, turn it into a strength, and you're going to dramatically reduce the number of mistakes that you're making, and that will make your proofreading, your checking much easier. How we teach our students is proofread 3 times. At the end of every sentence, go back to the beginning of that sentence, read it, check it, fix any mistakes, and then at the end of every paragraph, go back to the beginning of the paragraph, read the whole paragraph, fix any mistakes. And then at the end of every essay, when you finish your essay, go back, read the whole thing, fix any mistakes, and you have checked each sentence 3 times, which should eliminate 95% of your mistakes, especially if you are removing your weaknesses and turning those into strengths before you even book the test. So proofreading starts before the test. The key to improving your grammar and vocabulary score is to reduce the number of mistakes. You do not improve your grammar and your vocabulary score by learning more complex vocabulary and grammar. I'll repeat that. You do not improve your grammar and your vocabulary score by learning more complex grammar and vocabulary. It's impossible, because if you try and make things more complex, you will make more mistakes. The key to improvement is to reduce the number of mistakes, and focus on improving accuracy, not on complexity and range. You can do this by identifying your weak areas and turning them into strengths. On test day, use the grammar and vocabulary you have mastered to write your essay. Don't use vocabulary and grammar you don't know how to use. Use the vocabulary and grammar you feel comfortable using. If you disagree with that, then you're not thinking logically, because what you're saying is go and make lots of mistakes if you disagree with that statement. Every single one of our VIP success stories talk about keep it simple. If you join our VIP course, you'll hear me say that hundreds of times. Success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. All right. Why would the biggest number of success stories all say the same thing? The only people that are saying the opposite are YouTube gurus who don't really know what they're doing. So here is your final homework task. Take a photo if you want, and your job is to write the whole essay on a piece of paper. Don't send it to us. Write it on a piece of paper. If you want feedback, if you want our one-on-one attention, join the VIP course. I'll give you a minute to take a photo of that or whatever you need to do. So here are the rules. Write or type the entire essay before looking at the feedback. We're going to send you feedback, but we're not going to send it to you right away. The reason for that is if we send you the feedback document right away, you will all look at it and that will influence your writing. That's not how to use feedback. Go and just focus on mastering the techniques that we taught you this week. Don't focus on writing a great essay. Focus on learning all the things we taught you, and then be very comfortable with making mistakes. Then look at the feedback that we will give you, the feedback document, and correct your mistakes. And that is how learning happens. Remember, at the beginning of this course, you were not very good at writing. Our goal is to help you improve through learning. Learning only happens in that way, by looking at something, learning it, trying it yourself, and then getting feedback on it. If you want one-on-one feedback, the VIP course is your best option, and we'll be giving you a massive discount on that tomorrow on Black Friday. I'll send you a feedback document for lesson 2 and lesson 3 via email. Please be polite, guys. A lot of you have been emailing us, without even saying please or thank you, just demanding that we give you a lot of free help. We are human beings and we don't respond very well to people who aren't polite. We don't need to. All right. We're helping you for free. So VIP course tomorrow, Black Friday. Black Friday sale, it will be at 11 a.m. UK time tomorrow morning. We're starting it at that time to be fair to everyone because we only have limited places. There are only a small number of places available, less than 20 at these prices. We want to help as many people as we can during this tough year. We know that there's a lot of problems in the world. There's a lot of inflation. A lot of you have economic problems in your countries, and everybody does at the minute. So we want to help as many people as we can by giving you a huge, huge discount. This is the only time of the year we offer massive discounts. If you don't get in now, you'll have to wait until Black Friday 2023. That's probably too late for you. So how are we going to do that? So if you go to, I'll show you how to get the VIP offer at 11 a.m. So give me a second, guys. Okay, so if you go to our YouTube channel, so IELTS Advantage YouTube channel, and you go to the live tab, you'll see Black Friday sale. So if you go into that video and just click notification, give it a like. At 11 a.m., I will go live. And in that video, I'll give you the special link that you need to get the Black Friday prices. I'll tell you the big discount. It's bigger than any other IELTS company in the world, and it will be the cheapest price we've ever offered for the VIP course. In that live video, I'll also tell you what you get, how, what the course is, how it's going to help you, all of that information. And then I'll give you the link, and all you have to do is buy it. So, do you guys have any questions? So I have about 20 minutes or so. I'll answer any of your questions. A lot of you are asking about the feedback ebooks and the sample essays. I've already told you about that, and I'm not going to repeat myself for people who can't listen. And if you only joined this course to get free stuff, you've probably already failed your IELTS test, because you're focusing way more on getting free stuff than you are on improving your ability to write an essay. The vast majority of people who are demanding this stuff in a very rude way are the same people that don't do any work, like, and haven't actually listened to anything we've told them. What do you teach in the VIP course? I mean, will you cover everything? Yes, tomorrow at 11 a.m., we'll make a video and show you all the modules, show you everything that you need. May you explain the use of tenses in writing? So the way that you think about tenses is use tenses to write about the appropriate time frame you're writing about. So let's take an example of my marriage. Okay, I got married in 2015. So that is an event that happened. My wedding day happened in the past, and it is over. I have been married for 7 years. So I'm using a different tense because I'm talking about an event that happened in the past, and it's continued up to this day. I have been married. I hope I am married. I hope I will be married in the future. So I'm talking about the future tense. So what I did there was not, I'm going to use 7 different tenses. I thought about the scenario, the time frame that I'm writing about, and I used the appropriate tense. A lot of students ask this question because they have been taught by, I'm not going to say try not to say anything negative about teachers. They have been taught by people that the more tenses you use, the higher your score. That is not correct. You improve your score by using the appropriate tense for what you're writing about. You don't get extra marks for having 17 different tenses. Does the VIP course cover everything? Yes. It is the most successful IELTS course in the world. How would it be the most successful IELTS course in the world if it didn't cover all 4 modules? Any final tips for writing task 2 because I have exam after 2 days? Focus on clearly communicating with the examiner. Focus on, why am I writing something? I'm writing something to communicate with the reader. So focus on helping the reader understand what is in your head. Clearly answer the question, and don't try and do anything beyond your level, and you'll really, really do well. I always use Peel method. What is Peel method? My name is not Peel. Peel is an English name. I'm not an English man. Is there any exclusive courses for writing? Yes, we have a VIP writing course. Are people given one-on-one sessions in your VIP course? Yes, you can purchase those as optional extras. You don't have to purchase those, but if you want to purchase those, you can. How is the discounted course different from the existing non-discount. It's exactly the same. It's just cheaper. You get exactly the same thing, but it's cheaper. Does handwriting matter? Yes and no. As long as the examiner can read your writing, then it's fine. But in some countries, for example, my wife is Vietnamese. In Vietnam, teachers, not, I don't think IELTS teachers, but high school teachers, primary school teachers, there's a lot of emphasis on nice handwriting and beautiful handwriting. In this country, we don't care. Like, we really don't care. Some of the most intelligent people I know have terrible handwriting. I know a lot of doctors with terrible handwriting. We don't really equate intelligence or ability with how nice your handwriting is, as long as the examiner can read it. If you're worried about handwriting, consider doing the computer-based test. Could you provide those PowerPoints for your lessons? No. The reason why we never do PowerPoints is on a daily basis, we have IELTS schools copying our stuff. And we don't mind it if people copy our stuff and say, I got this from IELTS Advantage. But a huge number of big YouTubers even just copy our stuff, and I dislike lazy people. I just don't like lazy people. I don't like people who pretend to be good teachers by copying good teachers, because it's just laziness. Like, it's just laziness. Um, can I cross out words in an essay? Yes. Can I write everything in capital letters? Listening test and reading test, yes. Writing test, no, I would not do that. It takes longer to do that as well. How do I know my word count during the writing task? What you should do, I don't have the paper with me, but you can download the official writing paper and just Google it, the IELTS Task 2 or Task 1 and Task 2, and practice using that paper. And then what you can do is you can count, like, what does a quarter of a page in your handwriting, how many words is that? What is half a page in your handwriting? What does that look like? So, for example, if half a page was 50 words, then you know that you have to write probably, I'm not very good at math, 3 pages. You're lucky I'm not your math teacher. I'm terrible at math. But 3 pages of your handwriting, if half is 50, is probably around 300 words. So if you're at 2 pages of your handwriting, you need to write more. If you're at 3 pages, you're probably doing fine. So just a quick way of doing that. And then another way is simply to forget about word count altogether. What we do with our students is we teach them a structure for each type of essay, and the structure pretty much guarantees that they will always be over the word limit. Can you make another type of course on reading? Yes, we already have. It's called the VIP reading course. We have a VIP reading course, listening course, speaking course, writing task 2 course, writing task 1 course, VIP vocabulary course, VIP grammar course, VIP pronunciation course, VIP mindset course, VIP critical thinking course, and other ones as well. So you can get all of those tomorrow at a very, very cheap price. Do these strategies apply to the other types of essays? No. The only double questions that we did this week. Is linking words good for body paragraphs? Yes and no. You should only use them when it's appropriate to use them, and only if you use them accurately. Please, we want task 1 course. It's on the VIP course. Can you please suggest me a good book for grammar? Raymond Murphy, I think he's called Raymond Murphy. Murphy is Murphy. So if you just Google, if you have Amazon in your country, just get it on Amazon or whatever equivalent of Amazon you have. A good free resource is actually the British Council. The British Council's grammar website. So if you just Google British Council grammar, and they have a good free grammar website, which is quite good. Could you recommend a good grammar checker? Me. So there is no AI that accurately checks your grammar. Doesn't exist. I hope it does in the future. So because I hate checking grammar, it's one of the most boring things on the planet. Um, but it doesn't exist just yet. Should I use a question in the topic sentence? No, don't use questions at all in your essay. There's a very big YouTube channel that suggests that you insert questions into your um, that's going to somehow improve your score. It doesn't. Main body will be simple sentences. You're asking the wrong. You're thinking about it incorrectly. There's no such thing as an essay of only simple sentences or an essay of only um, complex sentences. Get a book like, sorry, get any book, well written book in English. Open that book, read one page of that book, and you will see a mixture of short, simple sentences and long, complex sentences, and then like sentences with just two clauses that are kind of medium. That is how you speak, that is how you write. So, thinking about it in this way of like, I'm only going to use complex or I'm only going to use simple is the wrong way to think about it. Hello, Chris, can you please display the question again? Just watch the replay and get it that way. How much time do you need to prepare for the exam? That's impossible to answer. So I don't know anything about you. So it's impossible to answer that question because I need to know what your English level is, what your strengths and weaknesses are, what your particular problems are. And then I need to know like how many hours per day can you study? You have looks like you've two beautiful children there. Like, are they going to take up lots of your energy and lots of your time so you don't have a lot of time to study? Um, what is your job? Do you have a very demanding job? Like, are you a doctor who works 80 hours a week? Or are you a something else that doesn't work that as hard as a doctor? Like, so all the answers to all of those questions will determine how long it takes you as an individual. For some people, it is 2 weeks. For some people, it is 2 years. And everyone else is kind of in between. Children is a big children is a big one. Like if you have a child under 2, you're not going to be getting it's not that they take a lot of time, it's that they take a lot of energy. You can kind of track you can track my you can track the IELTS Advantage performance, the performance of my whole company by like it's going up, 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 and then my son was born, and then it went down, 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 and now it's starting to go back up again because he's starting to get a little bit older. But yeah, it's hard to do anything when you have kids. How long does the VIP course last? 6 or 3 months. Is it necessary to write my essay with a pencil? Nope. Guys, please don't write the same question over and over and over again. It just makes it impossible to see the questions. That's why it's taken me a little bit longer to find them. Uh, can you tell us about main body paragraph two? Exactly the same rules, exactly the same. Also in the ebook that I will send you, it will have the whole essay, including main body paragraph two in there. Please, the Black Friday discount, please, has to be favorable to Ghanaian people, not just Ghanaian people, everybody. So we've made it so cheap that anybody watching, like if you have an internet connection and an electronic device, you're not that poor. Like you're not, you do have a certain amount of money. Um, so we've made it anyone who is watching our stuff will be able to afford the VIP course tomorrow. Not after tomorrow, but tomorrow for one day only. Sir, do you offer face-to-face classes there in the UK? No, I don't like people. So that's the truth. I really don't like being in the same room as other people. So no. That's not nothing against you. This is my problem. I just don't like being around people. I like my family, I like my friends, and that's it. So there you go. It's one of the reasons why I work so hard is so that I never have to have another job again. Like I work with people. It's like I really don't like them. Um, I like helping people. I like making stuff, but I like doing it on my own. So this is my perfect job. I get to sit in a room by myself and help people. So that's why I'm happy doing it. But the fewer people I meet each day, the happier I am. And if I never see anyone else in my entire life apart from my friends and family, I'll be a very happy person. I'll stop talking about that. I think you get it. I'm trying to find a question, guys. It's just people repeating the same things over and over and over again. Does including two different ideas in one body paragraph increase band score? It depends on the question. So for a double question like that just asks you one direct thing, then no, it is not going to improve your score. For discussable views or an agree or disagree essay, no, it is not going to improve your score, because you only need one. And by just putting one in your main body, it is just much easier for you to write and it is easier for the examiner to understand. The only exception to that is, for example, if the question said advantages or disadvantages, so it's plural, more than one, then that would, where it said problems and solutions, like plural. But if it said what is the main problem, singular, then it's not. We get into this in the VIP course. We give you step by step structures for every single question. Since we learned about writing task two, can we apply the same techniques in writing task one? No, Nabil. It's completely different. I wish I had time. Um, Chris, any tricks about reading? You teach a dog a trick. Like, are you a dog? No, you're not a dog. So I love dogs and I love teaching dogs tricks, but I don't teach humans tricks. The people teaching you tricks are tricking you. You cannot trick your way into becoming better at writing. You can't trick your way into becoming better at reading. You can't trick your way into becoming better at speaking and better at listening. The reason why tricks and tips and hints and shortcuts and secrets and magic and all this nonsense that you'll see is that students love them. So if you make a video on top 10 tricks and tips, then it will be very, very popular on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. We don't do that because we are real teachers. So real teachers will never teach students these things because they don't improve scores. Like, I think I've said this a couple of times this week. YouTubers give you what you want, teachers give you what you need. Like, the best teachers, IELTS teachers, don't have hundreds of thousands or millions of followers. The only way to get popular on YouTube is to do all of these tips and tricks and shit like that. Which is why we aren't as popular on YouTube as others. Although we're pretty popular, but I don't know how we've ever become this popular, because the algorithm doesn't like it when you teach practical stuff. Because YouTube primarily is an entertainment channel. It's not an education channel. It's an entertainment channel. What sort of vocabulary should I use? Use the like tenses, like grammar structures. Use the vocabulary that is appropriate to use to answer the question. So don't go in thinking I need to use these words. Go in thinking I need to answer this question. What word should I use to clearly answer this question? It's not about using complex words. It's about using the appropriate, accurate words to answer the question. Is ending, hence, therefore, important? No. Okay. Apologies, guys, but the same people have just repeated the same questions over and over and over again, and I have better things to do with my time than to read the same things over and over again. Life's too short for for trying to trawl through these things. All right, guys, thank you so much. If you're interested in becoming a VIP, as you've seen, we've produced more band 7, 8, and 9 students than any other course in the world. Normally, it's very expensive, but tomorrow, for one day only, we're giving you a massive discount. So if you've been thinking about joining the VIP course, tomorrow is your day. So make sure that you check your email tomorrow morning. We will send you an email with the link to go to the video. You'll see us on social media. You'll see us everywhere tomorrow, hopefully. Click the link, sign up, and you will get in. If you have questions about the VIP course, come to the live thing tomorrow. Let me show you one final time. So this is if you go to our YouTube channel, IELTSadvantage.com, click on this and click notify me, notifications on, give it a like, and some people waiting already. Do that, and YouTube will notify you. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. That increases the chances that YouTube will notify you when we go live at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Please do check your email and all of those things tomorrow, because if you miss out, we will not give you the discounts. All right. If you email us on Sunday and say, oh, I didn't catch it, we will not give you the discounts. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you tomorrow for Black Friday. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.